afternoon. My name is John Mitch. I'm the Township Clerk for Woodbridge, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Council President Debbie Meehan from the 5th Ward of Colonia. And we're here today, again, Saturday, June 2nd, 2018, to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the founding of the Colonia Fire Department. So, 1943, the department started here in Colonia. They provide an outstanding volunteer service to its community, and today they've asked other fire departments from surrounding areas to please join with them today by celebrating what the past 75 years have meant, and obviously to look forward to maybe what the next 75 years will look like. So I want to ask my co-host today, Council President Debbie Meehan, much of what you do is all about your community,
yes.
more than anyone I really know on a local level. But I also know you get a tremendous amount of support from probably two huge organizations in Colonia. One is the VFW and one is the Colonia Fire Department. But we're here for the fire department today. So talk about what they do with you and for the community.
Well, I met the guys from the Colonia Fire Department many years ago, before I was even a councilwoman, when I started my newspaper. And since then, we've really had such a good relationship. Anytime I need anything, anytime I need help with something, the Colonia Fire Department is at the front and center to help me with my causes. I have done countless spaghetti dinners over the year for residents of Colonia, mostly Colonia and some Woodbridge Township, and they have always opened their arms and their doors to us to use their hall and help us set up and help us cook and do all these amazing, wonderful things, along, of course, with the VFW of Colonia, who is, I couldn't do anything without, but they are just fantastic people. I mean, they volunteer, first of all. They take time from their families. They spend countless nights on the road with, waking up in the middle of the night, and they're just amazing guys. One of the best things in Colonia is Christmas Eve. And the past 4 years, I've now jumped on the truck with them, and I've spent a good part of my Christmas Eve with them. And it is amazing the happiness they bring to the residents of Colonia. People coming out, it's a tradition here. And again, they're away from their families on Christmas Eve to spend time for the residents of Colonia, and they're just amazing guys, and I can't say enough about them.
So the Colonia Fire Department has about 43 active members. The chief of the department is Mike Mackey,
right.
The president, Tony Giardina. Today's Grand Marshal, Chet Komarowski.
Yeah.
Talk about Chet.
Oh, Chet is amazing. He's been here forever. I did an interview with him last year, and just through the years, what he's seen and how this department is his family and how his children have grown up here. And he's just such a good man, and he's given so much to this community over, I believe it's 43 years?
43 years.
43 years. So it's a long time to give to the community, and his service is so appreciative, and we just love him here in Colonia.
So just again on Chet for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I know of Chet not only from being a fireman myself, but Chet and my mom went to middle school together,
Okay.
well actually junior high back in Newark. And ironic, he went to Cleveland Junior High, and behind us is Cleveland Avenue, where Chet lives.
Okay.
I find that really very interesting, very coincidental, maybe not. Maybe he picked the name of the street at that time when he came down to Colonia when he moved here with his family. But again, a wonderful guy, a wonderful tribute to him.
Wonderful.
So the fire department in itself is governed by the Board of Fire Commissioners, so we want to give a shout out to the fire commissioners as well. They're elected by the public to ensure the proper fire safety protection and suppression is supplied to them as needed. The fire department responds to hundreds of calls a year, and again, let's take the opportunity. Volunteerism. It's always it's low today because a lot of people have to work two jobs. So ask the public, ask Colonia, please support the department, support the squad.
And they really they go above and beyond. The time and the hours they put in, how the older firemen mentor these younger firemen in their Explorer program, which is amazing because we're getting the youth coming in and helping and teaching them how to volunteer, which is a really, really big thing.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. So please, when you watch this again, consider joining the local fire department, whether it's Colonia or anywhere else in the township of Woodbridge or the EMS departments, the various first aid squads. So today what we have in store for you, the fire department is presenting again some visiting fire companies that are here to celebrate with them. They're going to come up past the firehouse where we're going to stay today, myself, President Meehan and myself, and they're going to be laying a wreath at their monument that's behind us. You can see how beautiful that is. So we're going to ask you to please share in that. And they're going to conclude today at Colonia Middle School with a band and a picnic open to the public.
They have a big party set up to celebrate their anniversary, and we're hoping the community will come down and have a great day. There's stuff set up for the children. There's live entertainment. There's a lot of good food cooked by the firemen, I believe, and it's going to be a great day here in Colonia. So we're excited.
So 2 other plugs.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take the opportunity. We're here we're representing TV 35 today. A big shout out to Joe, who's here on the camera, Lee Beckerman, Gina, Emil, Sam, everybody on staff picked up 4 Jam Awards yesterday at the video awards. So great on that. I believe the mayor's rap on recycling was part of that. The concert series, which is huge. I think Sam's doing her own shows, and I think that might have been one of the 4. I'm forgetting the 4th category, but they're a great team to work with every day, 7 days a week. They do not stop.
Yeah.
The other thing is we're just, if my voice sounds a little hoarse and we look a little tired, I know I do, we just came off of a phenomenal night last night, which was June the 1st. The township kicked off our sesquicentennial, which is 350. Thank you. We're going to have a spelling contest on that. Our anniversary kickoff gala last night. We transformed the community center into a beautiful banquet facility last night under the leadership of Vito Simaluca, Brian Molnar, Eileen Caggiano, Martina Wegner, and others. For the mayor and the council, we put together a program. We were entertained all night by the Time Machine, phenomenal band, and Jeremy Stoll.
From Phantom of the Opera.
He stole the show from Phantom of the Opera last night. He sang about 4 tunes to us last night.
Took the night off for Broadway to hang out in Woodbridge.
And I'm sure his understudy was thrilled.
Yeah.
So
I have to tell you, from the beginning of this week to coming to the end of this week, it has been such a great week in Woodbridge Township. It started out with a few tears on Memorial Day, saluting our troops and everybody that gave their lives, including Kevin Reinhardt from Colonia. And it's been one thing after another here, and just the community spirit in Woodbridge Township. I'm so proud to call it my home, and I'm so proud to represent Colonia because it is just amazing. The people are amazing, and this kickoff to our 375th anniversary is just going to be fabulous. Through the entire year, we're going to have different events, and we hope that you all come out and join us and see all the history that's here and see all the wonderful things that are going on. So It really has been a fantastic week.
Absolutely. And just again, in closing, before we bring you to the parade, so over the next 12 to 13 months, we're going to be bringing you a lot of programs to celebrate our 350th anniversary, and they're going to include art programs in the school, programs in the mall. The businesses are going to be involved with like a restaurant week, maybe restaurant month. Yeah. All these things are in the works, and we're going to conclude it next year, which is the actual June 1st anniversary, the true anniversary, 350 years. That's why we started off 1 year earlier, and that'll end with a huge carnival-type fair event. We believe it's going to be at the community center, still working out the details there as well, but so much coming for the next year ahead. Yeah. Not that TV 35 has to have more room on their plate because there's not enough days in their calendar, but the mayor keeps them busy, and so do you as council. Yeah. So let's bring them the parade.
Yeah. Let's have a great day.
Yes. Okay, so my co-host Debbie and I, now we're honored to have our Assembly Speaker, Craig Coughlin, who represents the 19th Legislative District, and again elevated to the Speaker of the State Assembly earlier this year. Again, amazing how you put all these stops into your schedule. I don't know how you do it. Welcome to Colonia's 75th anniversary.
Thanks, John, and hi, Debbie. Good luck today with the parade. Well, you do it because it's important, because it matters, and this fire company is so central to the Colonia community that we ought to be out here celebrating their 75 years of service. I understand there's going to be a little memorial service as they go by, but really in the larger sense, this is about community. It's about commitment. It's about people who dedicate themselves to the service of their neighbors and friends, and they just do a marvelous job. I do get to go to an awful lot of things, and the Colonia Fire Department is always at the heart of everything that goes on, not just here in Colonia, but throughout the township. It's really a terrific organization, great bunch of people. Congratulations on 75 years well served.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to see you.
My pleasure.
Speaker. Thank you.
And here we go. The parade is ready to begin.
Okay, as you see, the first units are starting to turn from Cleveland Avenue onto Inman Avenue here in Colonia. Again, we're celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Colonia Fire Department, established in 1943. Here we are, June 2nd, 2018. Of course, no parade ever leads off here in Woodbridge without Woodbridge's finest.
Absolutely.
Give a shout out to Woodbridge Police Department under the direction of Police Director Bob Hubner, and with the auxiliary and specials, thanks to Patrick Kenny. I know he's not with us today, which is a surprise,
yes.
But Joe Gomes, I believe, is overseeing today. So I'm going to let you, if I can, Council President, can you introduce the Colonia Fire Department?
So as they round the bend here, Colonia Fire Department carrying our colors. Thank you. Followed by the bagpipers. Not sure which ones are they.
Yeah, we're gonna first. Let's first.
And here we go is Chet, our Grand Marshal.
The Grand Marshal, who was first led off by the Honor Guard here from the Colonia Fire Department. And again, we said earlier, you know, Chet has been. If you want to give us a background on Chet, if you would.
Sure. So Chet is the ex-chief. He joined the Colonia Fire Department in 1957, and he served as a fire chief between 1969 and 1970. And Chet, after 61 years of service, is still an active member here in Colonia Fire Department. Fantastic man, does so much for the community.
Welcome the bagpipers as they lead the department. As you see the department walking proudly down Inman Avenue, led by Chief Mike Mackey. We believe the chief is going to stop his members probably at this point. I believe
he is.
They're going to do a presentation. Said earlier, there's about 43 active members. They also have a very active explorer post, which is not in too many fire departments, which is wonderful.
Fantastic they have.
See, the chief is making his way over to the property here. As you see, he's picking up a memorial wreath that has been prepared for today's event. Places that before that beautiful monument here at the fire department.
We have Paul DeLeo on our pipes. Central Jersey Pipes and Drums is doing an absolutely beautiful job.
The first envoy came in, they may be out of line.
As we salute all our fallen firefighters.
So again, we had said Mike Mackey is the chief of the department, Ricky Capisano, the first assistant chief, Bill Stelmack, second assistant chief, Walter Piers, first captain, Frank Pelosi, his second captain, Corey Chandler, first lieutenant, and second lieutenant, Michael Pirazzoli. You want to?
And our fire commissioners are Ray Hughes, Ed Sheehan, William Higgins, William Stelmack, and Joseph Agara. Our executive boards are the president is Randy Garrett, vice president is Jerome Kami, treasurer is Tony Giardina, and secretary is Robert Green.
And again, we're here today.
And at the end, I'm sorry, John, at the end here following our firemen are our explorers who do a fabulous job. They volunteer. We were talking about that before. It's a great opportunity for them.
See Jimmy Souza.
Jimmy Souza
sitting in 12-3-1 right now. Retired chief, retired commissioner. Shout out to Jimmy, being driven by Ed Sheehan. Also a fire commissioner, former chief here.
So John, before I became a councilwoman and I did the parades with Colonia Fire Department, that's where I used to drive.
That's
on the
great.
old fire truck.
Yes, you did. I
Yep.
see Ray Hughes.
Yeah, Corey Chandler used to drive me in every parade. It was wonderful.
Yep. It's an honor to drive that.
Oh,
Ray,
my God.
again, you can't ask for anything more from that guy.
Yes, Ray's been
Gives
with
so
the
much of his life to the
so
community.
long. Yeah.
Yep. Him and his late dad.
And his grandson is an explorer.
Absolutely,
here in Colonia.
Joey, yes. We'll talk about the Explorers when the Ohio group comes in.
Yes.
I see the mayor has joined us. I see Chief of Staff Carolyn Ehrlich, Councilman Howie Bauer. I think I see Councilman Kyle Anderson down there as well. More members of the fire department as they come by with members of their families. See Joanne Dalu waving from the engine. Also thank people like Andrew Mazzarella, Steve Tarabetsky, and others who put together the parade lineup.
Now we are
Ed
being
Mullen as well.
entertained by the Colonia High School Marching Band. It was absolutely fabulous. There are 80 marchers with us today.
And right before them, if I may, we have
the
Council
council.
Vice President. I see Corey Spiller now. I see Councilman Greg Vaccaro, which is really funny because you just see him just out there doing a little
dance.
dancing. And I think it was a continuation from last night. So again, and
Yeah.
let's point out, there's Howie, the Carolyn, the Chief of Staff. There they go. They're dancing. Another takeoff. Joined by the mayor right behind them. So let's go to Colonia High School.
Colonia High School is under the direction of Kevin Pardoni and Ben Fierbato. Fabulous band. I know they travel a lot. They go on a lot of trips, and they're making Colonia real proud.
Being an alumni from Colonia High School, it's always great to be part of something that they're at.
I'm so excited. There's so many kids out here today on a Saturday when they could be doing anything else. They're here with us. Again, 80 marchers strong.
I don't know what's on their shirt, but those shirts look amazing. They really do.
No matter what it is.
And what a way to celebrate Colonia's 75th anniversary. Shout out to the Colonia First Aid Squad, also a complete volunteer department here in the township as they make their way past TV 35's crew. Want to thank all the members there for serving their community as well and serving the township.
Again, volunteers are amazing. The time and effort
Absolutely.
they put into this great community.
Absolutely. If I may, I'll introduce Avenel Fire Department under the leadership of Chief Mike Hamilton, President Frank Strain. Colonia and Avenel have a relationship that is it's outstanding. They worked together for so many years, so many decades together, very, very well. Brother departments, sister departments, however you want to label them. Big shout out to Avenel.
You know, Woodbridge is so many different towns and so many different fire departments, and these guys and ladies, they come together and just wonderful.
See the little lull, that's because they're being judged as they come by right now. And Jaspreet Singh just gives a wave out of the engine. I see Fords is right behind him, District Number 7, which is Councilman Bauer's fire department.
I'm sure he'd like to be on that truck with them. It's always hard when you have two different jobs you have. So you walk with the council or you walk with the fire department. You're surprised he doesn't jump back, which he does in some parades.
And their chief is
Yeah.
Egbert Garrity, right?
Yeah.
District 7.
Another great group of men and ladies.
Followed by Island Fire District Number 9, which is, I believe, their deputy chief is accompanying them today, R.J. McPartland, and they have firehouses both in Menlo Park Terrace and on Green Street in Island. Followed by Island Fire District 11, which is on Off Avenue and New Dover Road. And I believe that is Chief Mike Einhorn. And then if you can, behind them
is the Pink Heels, and that's our pink fire truck. And they go to the different parades to show support for breast cancer, which is just amazing.
And you got to take note of the, the engine color, their outerwear, their T-shirts, the heels. It's a symbolism, obviously, that they've created, and I believe they were established to raise money to fight cancer and to support people who are suffering with cancer.
And they're under the leadership of Michael Hawkins.
Followed by the South Plainfield Fire Department. Alex Niverell, I believe, is their lieutenant that are with them today. And South Plainfield, actually, Colonia goes into South Plainfield fairly often to support them. So it's nice that they're back here saying thanks, They also have an old engine, as you see, similar to Colonia's.
Yeah, they have one just like ours. How old do you think those engines are?
My guess is that's a 1943, possibly, in that area. So I can tell you, when I joined the fire department back in 1980, we rode on the back of those engines like you see them today, and we're strapped on. Much different than it is today. As you see Clark come into view, and they have cabs now, so everybody is enclosed. Clark, which is a neighboring community, and their leadership today of Lieutenant Might.
And following them is our Senior Citizens Club of Colonia, probably one of the most active senior clubs in Woodbridge Township, under the direction of George Vassilates. These seniors in Woodbridge Township, not only Colonia, are
They don't even look like seniors. How could that be senior club?
They are so active, the Evergreen Center and all our different senior communities. They are just always doing something. They're dancing, they're playing bingo, they're going on trips. And thankfully, we have a new program for our senior transportation, which has been the biggest hit. I go over to the centers a lot, and it seems that these seniors that sometimes couldn't get out before and stayed home are now out, and they're enjoying each other's company, and they're not stuck home anymore, because we have this great program here in Woodbridge Township that picks the seniors up and takes them to various programs.
Sure. So, of course, as you said, it's new. It's called STOW. That's the acronym for
yes.
Senior Transportation of Woodbridge. Diane Mantagas, who's a Colonia resident,
yes.
is the coordinator. So she has a staff of drivers that are available. Reach out, as you just said, Council President, to the Evergreen Center and schedule your trips accordingly. They'll also take you to events throughout the town.
Yes.
A great new addition that the mayor and council have brought to the township.
Absolutely.
Started last year.
It did start last
and now we're
year, yeah.
full swing.
Yeah.
Full swing.
And it's amazing, because they pick them up. All these wonderful concerts we have here in Woodbridge Township, that now they can go to them, and they could go every night, and it's free. And
they can go to the farmers market as well.
Farmers market,
right?
and
Absolutely.
food stores, and it's a wonderful program.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's see, we have another department that has just turned the corner as they start walking up to us. We'll see who they are as they come closer.
Nice to see everybody out today on the sidelines.
Absolutely.
Supporting our
even in this heat, it's nice to see the support
yes.
that they get.
And how lucky were we today, right? It was supposed to
Absolutely.
rain and thunderstorm and do all these
Absolutely.
crazy weather. The sun shined down on us here today.
So, but right now, the Fairhaven Fire Company, under the leadership of Matt Bufano, they're bringing to us their department today. And this is what's great. They're bringing with them St. Anne's of Hampton, which is a nice pipe and drum group out of New Jersey. And that's what's great when they come to parades like that. They bring their own music.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And who doesn't like the bagpipes?
Absolutely. Boy, I bet you it's the first time they're marching down Inman Avenue in Colonia. This is great.
Look at the little ones.
Absolutely. Yeah, she got probably less than 10 years old, maybe, the young one, right?
This is beautiful.
Again, if you're just turning on and just tuning in, this is the St. Anne's of Hampton, New Jersey. brought to you at the Colonia 75th anniversary of their fire department. And this again brought to you by the Fairhaven Fire Company in Fairhaven, New Jersey. What a nice way to come celebrate Colonia's 75th anniversary.
As the bagpipers let their fire department walk through.
Look at those white uniforms too.
Beautiful.
Wow. Well, you know, when you look at firemen who are normally marching in like a deep blue, you know, suit, this is totally a 180. This is wonderful.
The bow ties on.
Gentleman sporting the handlebar mustache. You can see they have Sparky up on their engine here. They also have quite a bit of equipment here again from Fairhaven. So again, you know what happens in a town like that, they bring a lot of their department and all their equipment, so then they have to rely on a neighboring community to cover their district while they're here visiting. You know, I'm not sure how far Fairhaven is from here. Sounds like they took a good ride.
Yeah. How impressive.
Yes, they come up the Parkway or the Turnpike, no doubt.
Yeah. All these, look how many trucks they have. Really impressive.
Absolutely. Well prepared. I don't know about you, Council President. That's our choice, right? That's our choice for the department today.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Our hats off to them.
And for traveling for such a long distance to spend the day with us.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Chief Mackey. I know they'll watch it, the department back on TV 35, but you wish they were here to see this right now.
It really is so impressive.
Because now they're in the park setting up to host a picnic for their residents. They know who is lined up, but they don't know how they come. And again, this is much credit to the Mazzarella, Terabetsky, and Mullen and them, and their team of, I believe, Alice Sinatra and others. They're down the other end making sure that they get off timely, so there's no skips in the parade, no lulls.
Rescue unit from Fairhaven.
We're going to feed them well today.
Oh, we are.
You know,
tell us a little bit, John, about an air rescue unit.
So some of the departments have them, some of them don't. In a case like this, generally what happens, if you get a structure fire, more probably than anything else, you go through a lot of oxygen tanks. And these vehicles are equipped to restore the oxygen in those tanks, and it's needed. So you have to. The days of bringing the empty tanks back to the house, you know, are really not very productive. So these units are built for that reason. They go out to the scene and they could refill tanks there. You know, it's not even just a house. It could be a big house. It could be a store. It could be a strip mall. It could be a factory. The amount of oxygen that is needed for the air packs that these firemen wear, fighters, they can go through them fairly quickly.
We even have Fairhaven First Aid Squad. I think we have the whole town of Fairhaven here.
I do. And you know what I'm going to just mention real quick, also they're followed by the Westfield First Aid Squad under the leadership of Eric Taylor. But then, if you can, President, Ohio Youth Fire that follows, talk about what you know, why they're here. This is significant.
Well, the fire department every year takes and don't quote me on this, I don't have all of the correct information, but the fire department takes our explorers out to Ohio, and they do a whole, I believe if I'm correct, they're out there for a week, and they fundraise through the year. So, you know, when they're out there fundraising, sometimes throw a dollar in the can for them because they're taking their youths out there. They're training our firefighters of tomorrow. It's a great program, and it's fabulous that some of the people from Ohio have come here. And I know, just talking to Chief Mackey, that they've become friends, and they go back every year, and it really is just great. It's great for them.
And that Explorer post, I think you said earlier too, the members are youths between the ages of 14 and 21. If they're interested in becoming one, they should reach out to the Colonia Fire Department to join.
They absolutely should.
Followed by the Great Bay City of Perth Amboy, you have the Perth Amboy Fire Department. We know we were out with Mayor Wilda Diaz, so thank you for allowing your department to be represented today. And I think we have a Parsippany. Up in Morris County, their rescue and recovery team, under the leadership of Paul Anderson. I want to thank them for coming to Colonia. Nice little suburb here.
Next we have Garwood right behind them. And Garwood is under the leadership of Alan Tweedow.
I see the Somerset Patriots mascot, Sparky. Look at him out there. What are you doing?
He's got to be a little warm, John.
I think so. He's having a time of his life. We should have had him with us last night. Again, Garwood Fire Department out of Union County.
Now we're following them with Egg White's Fire Department, and that's under Chief John Clare. And their passengers are trying to keep cool with the umbrella to cover them.
Do you think their horn works?
I think their horn works, John.
From Brick, New Jersey. So Bobby Moore, which is a former fireman from here in Colonia, is actually with them. So that was probably a little bit of dancing out front for Bobby Moore.
By East Franklin Volunteer Fire Department by Lieutenant Rob Jolly. I think the Patriot mascot's having the most fun here.
Wow. Yep, so I agree with you. Their horns do work. They have woken up Inman Avenue here in Colonia without a doubt.
We're following up by our very own Woodbridge Fire Department under Chief Chris Kenny. And the Kenny family is a huge presence here in Woodbridge Township.
Absolutely. The Woodbridge Fire Department is a great establishment. They've been in existence for well over 100 years. I remember their 100th anniversary, and it's got to be already a decade plus ago. And then finally, it looks like the last department that might be here is from Holmes Marshall, which is in Piscataway. Again, it might seem a little far, but it's not as far when you need help and support from other departments with mutual aid.
Well, I mean, John, you're a fireman yourself, and you know, I just see it from a spectator's point and a community point, but really the bonds, just like police officers, the bonds of firemen are just, they're really unmatchable, and it's amazing what you do. Thank you for your service and for all of our emergency workers and everybody that helps keep this town safe and protected all the time.
Thank you. And as
wonderful.
We wrap up most parades, you know, again, the Woodbridge Police, they also end the parade. So we thank them again for all their help. And as we begin to start closing this portion, let's again shout out to Mike Mackey, the Chief, and Tony Giardina, the President, to all their members. Chet Komarowski.
Absolutely.
Right, again, forever. I generally wouldn't point out somebody's age, but, you know, Chet is, I'm going to say, about 86 years old. You see him. Although he may not ride the engines, but he comes up here when the alarm sounds. He supports his department. He's never wavered. Yeah. You know, he was the emergency management coordinator many years ago as well. So his roots are deep in the community. He has not forgotten.
They are.
So
what a parade!
It is. What a parade!
We're going to top this off with a fantastic barbecue.
Thank you. And I think what we'll do now is we're going to turn this back over to our Jam award-winning TV 35. Right. They're running, I think, out to other events later too. But let's go over to the park.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, thank you.